Okay, this is just a follow-up video from my previous one on weaving tartan for a kilt. This bolt here is 9 yards of fabric, 36 inches wide, and very proud of what I accomplished. And it's been folded up so there's some wrinkles, but it's a beautiful wool. This is using the 216 tartan yarn from Camilla Valley Farms, set at 36 ends per inch. And the intention was to weave enough for a kilt, which I absolutely did in the space of the week. However, I'm not quite pleased with the density of the fabric. It's a nice weight, but it's a little light for a kilt. And if you really come in and notice, if this was a balanced weave, you would get a really nice 45-degree angle in the twill, and that is not what we're getting here. And as a result, this is a little warp-faced, and so the weft shots kind of disappear compared to the warp shots. And so this purple stripe in the warp is very nice, clean and distinct, but in the weft, there's too much of the warp colors coming through, so it almost disappears entirely in the red, a little less in the green, but it is not anywhere near as distinct. And with tartan, if you come along the 45, these should be absolutely the same, and they are certainly not. So coming home, I did an experiment with warp set with the yarn that I had left over, and instead of setting it at 36 ends per inch, I set a sample at 34 to see what would happen different. And very closely what you can see is, well, it's still not a 45-degree angle in my twill. It's still a little steep there. It's still a little warp-faced. The purple is way more distinct than it was when I was at 36 ends per inch. And the feeling of the fabric is certainly a little more dense and a little stiffer feeling, which is exactly what I'm looking for. I did one more, coming over here, I did one more at 32 threads per inch, and I wish I could translate this into the video, but the cloth feels exactly what I'm looking for. And then if you look in closely here, you've got a really nice balanced 45-degree angle in the twill, and the width of the weft shots that show up is the same as the height in the warp shots, and the purple stripe in the weft matches very closely to the purple stripe in the warp. And even when we come across the red, it is absolutely what I'm looking for. And this fabric at 32 threads per inch, I'm very confident that I could finish into a kilt. So part of the reason the difference is when I did the original one set at 36 ends per inch, I was only able to weave at about 26 picks per inch. That's as dense as I could pack it in. When I did the 34 threads per inch, I could pack it in at about 29 picks per inch. And so that's why it's a little bit unbalanced still. And when I come over to the 32, I was able to get a true 32 by 32, which gives me that really nice even balanced twill. And so if you come to the math, 36 ends per inch, 26 picks per inch, 936 threads in a square inch. At the 34 set, I could weave 29, end up with 986 threads per square inch. And here, where I got my balanced twill, the sparsest of the warp sets, so only 32 ends per inch, I was able to get all the way to the true 32 picks per inch, and the densest cloth of the three of them, 1,024 threads per square inch, and that's what I'm going to go with going forwards. And so the irony to me, in setting it a little sparser, we actually get it a little denser. Gotta love weaving. Anyways, there's the follow-up. Thanks for watching.